A Mississippi man is facing charges of grand larceny and making terroristic threats after stealing a plane and threatening to crash it into a local Walmart. Corey Patterson landed at a field Saturday more than 4 hours after he took off from Tupelo Regional Airport, where he was employed for 10 years. He was taken into custody and is being held without bond. With us now is aviation attorney Justin Green. He's also the former president of the International Air and Transportation Safety Bar Association. Justin, great to see you here. How can someone just take a plane from an airport and fly it? Aren't there supposed to be measures in place to keep this from happening?
I mean, you have to look at how many airports there are in the U.S., hundreds of airports in New York alone, thousands and thousands of airplanes. Some airports like JFK, Newark, LaGuardia, very secure. Other airports, it's basically mom and pop shops. So there is always going to be this problem of people being able to gain access to the airplanes. And most scary is when the people that we trust, the people that you led onto the flight line, the people, the mechanics, the pilots, when they take the airplane.
Yeah, he's in the airport already, so what's to keep him from taking off even, before 6 a.m.? All right, when this plane was in the air, what was most concerning to you?
Well, obviously, he was threatening to crash it into the Walmart. The airplanes are essentially built to be as light as possible. So it's actually the engines and the fuel on board that pose the greatest threat. So I was actually happy to see that he was draining his fuel out, because the crash would have caused a less of a secondary fire.
What can you do when someone is flying a plane like this in the air? You know they may have bad intentions. What are the different calculations? Can you shoot it down?
Well, the U.S. can definitely shoot it down, but the problem with that is it's going to be potentially over a populated area. So there's actually pretty limited things they can do. Talking the person down is probably the best hope. And I'm very happy to see that he changed his mind and landed in a field.
Yeah, they did have contact with him fairly early on, and they did manage probably what was the best of all possible outcomes, yes?
That's right. And one of the things that you're going to find out is this happens, every few years. Something like this happens. Back in 2018 in Seattle, a line person stole an airplane. Back in 2010, a pilot flew his airplane into an IRS building. So unfortunately, you're going to see this again.
What if it had been closer to a major city?
Well, I think the outcome would have been similar, except the risk goes up. So right here in New York City, airplanes are being flown VFR, visual flight rules, right down, up and down the Hudson River, up and down the East River. So this is actually something, Washington, D.C. is protected.
Yeah, Washington, D.C. is the only place that's different here, right?
It is. And think about, nuclear power plants, too, as another potential target. So this is a very serious thing. The FAA needs to, take this very seriously, send out more information, make sure owners of airplanes actually take, steps to keep them secure.
What about that, right? Because this was a, plane that's parked, an airplane parking lot, basically, or in a hangar. What can owners do to make their planes safe?
Well, obviously locking your airplane up.
Does everyone lock their airplane? I know that sounds like a dumb question, but do people lock their airplanes?
I think people that care about their airplanes lock their airplanes, but there are ways, to get access to the keys. Most airports have what are called fixed base operators, FBOs. So they'll have a line of airplanes out there, and they'll usually have someone at the FBO kind of watching what's going on. But I think each owner has to be responsible for making sure that no one gains access to their airplanes. Unfortunately, if he had crashed this airplane, I'm a plaintiff's lawyer. You'd be looking for someone to sue, and you can't sue the Walmart. They're not at fault. The guy would have been killed if he crashed into the Walmart. So you might be looking at the owner as being potentially responsible, but there's really no law that makes the owner, in a way, is a victim as well. So.
Justin Green, thanks so much for helping us understand what we saw. Again, glad it ended the way it did.
Thankfully.